So, all right. Angela, you want to introduce yourself?
Sure. Thanks, Megan. Hi, everyone. Most of you do know me. I am Angela or Angie, whichever you prefer. I actually work with Megan. I am the advocate for OCCAP, and I am also, I've gone through several roles at Human Works Foundation. And actually, July 2020, so July 19th, 2020 is my second year out post-release. I've made it this far. I have survived 2 years out of prison. And Megan and I have worked closely actually practically since my release. So I kind of ventured out on my own a little bit with Megan's help and blessing, and have been doing some reentry work here in Arizona where I live since I moved back from California. And it's just been an awesome time just watching the community flourish and all our collaboration. And I'm excited to be here to celebrate 3 years with everyone.
I can't do it without you, and I'm super excited to see all the stuff that you're going to accomplish.
Thank you.
Grow your business as well. So just happy to have you still collaborating with Human Works and CAP. So thank you so much. Mary, you want to give a brief introduction since you're going to be presenting?
Sure. Yeah, I'm Mary Foe at Work First of Easter Sales, and we have our Next Pack program where we help in court diversion and helping the justice involved get employment. And I'll share a little bit more later with my presentation.
Awesome.
Thank you for inviting us today to be a part of that, and for having Angel. He's phenomenal.
Yes,
thank you.
I can already tell. So I'm looking forward to it. All right, Lisa. My lovely Lisa. Take your sip of your coffee, girl.
Hi everyone. Good morning. My name is Lisa Nomura. I work with OCCAP over events and community engagement. I've also done work with Human Works and love everything that we're doing and empowering our reentry community and setting them up on the path of success. I am directly impacted. I have been home for about 2.5 years. I'm also one of the organizing event coordinators and planners for the 2nd annual Freedom Fest here. That's sponsored by our Women's Empowerment group out of Orange County. And we're going to LA County this year. And I'm also the membership organizer for CCWP, which is California Coalition for Women Prisoners. And I continue to do the work that I love to do in engaging our reentry population and also those that are still incarcerated. So hello and good morning.
Awesome. Thank you for being here, Lisa. Good to see your face.
Yes, just getting over a bad flu. So thank you so much. I wanted to be there in person, but yes, so happy to be here.
I'm glad you're feeling a little bit better. Justine. With Hire.
Good morning. My name is Justine Ross. I am a project coordinator with Hire. I'm fairly new to the position, and I work on behalf of Megan Medlin.
Awesome. Thank you. Yes, love Megan and love congratulations on your successful event at the Honda Center. I'm glad Megan was able to make that happen again since she transitioned to starting her own nonprofit and also her consulting company after opera. So super proud of her, and sorry I couldn't be there, but I know most of our community partners on this meeting were there. So I'm glad that we were able to come together and support Megan and you and the rest of the community. So thank you so much.
Awesome. Thank you.
Aaron.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Aaron Viveros. I'm with Associated Builders and Contractors of Southern California. We're a nonprofit trade association representing about close to 400 members in Southern California. We have 2 offices, one here in Anaheim and San Fernando, and soon to be Riverside location, probably by late August. Currently, we are looking for sheet metal apprentices. So if anybody wants to get into the building trades, now's a great time to get into our sheet metal program.
Yes, awesome. And can you tell everyone kind of like wage expectations for someone with sheet metal, and that it's really sheet metal and HVAC, just so people kind of understand?
So yeah, there's The sheet metal program that we offer, the curriculum is hybrid. So they do learn about the HVAC systems as well as how to form, cut, and bend sheet metal. We do have some contractors that do architectural sheet metal, like if you see in the side of buildings and on top of roofs, where they have to bend and cut and form sheet metal. But most of our contractors are HVAC contractors that hire our sheet metal apprentices.
So wage wise though.
I could barely hear you, Megan.
Oh, starting wage.
It depends on the county. Our apprentices make prevailing wage. They're on state and federal work, so they're working public works projects. All our information, all apprentice wage rates are on our website. You can go, anybody can go to abcsocal.org
Yes.
and click the drop-down menu for subscribing employer, and then look at apprentice wage rates, and you can see them by county.
Awesome. Thank you, Aaron. Vaughn, I'll go to the next construction on here.
Good morning, everybody. Thanks for having us. I'm the program director at Carpenter Training Partners. We train anyone who's interested in going into construction. Our main population we serve is reentry, so people on probation and parole. In fact, I'm pleased to say that one of the guys we trained last month, he's currently finishing up his 4-week training with the union in Whittier, and he's going to be starting work in Lancaster on Friday. So I'm very excited about all of our participants. We train women, military veterans as well, and I'm really glad to be here. We are opening a training center in Orange County. We're trying to get that done by late August or early September. And once again, thanks for having me.
Awesome. Thank you so much for being here, Vaughn. Appreciate you. Let's see. Let me go to Melody.
Morning, everyone. I am Melody Cantrell with the Orange County Sheriff's Department, and I am the Programs and Reentry Supervisor here at the OAC, and I help Megan with the lived experience speakers.
Yes, so thank you so much. We were sad we weren't able to go in this month, but we have Susan scheduled next month. So thank you so much. And we have pictures from the volunteer picnic. That was a couple weeks ago. That was super fun. So thank you so much for y'all putting that on. So we had a good time. So
Thank you.
All right, we'll go to Joe Balecki.
Good morning, everybody. Joe Balicki. I currently work for the CEO's office. I'm a contract employee working on reentry services and/or the development of facilities for reentry services. Formerly a retired assistant sheriff with the Orange County Sheriff's Department. Last 4 years I spent running the jail system, so I'm very familiar with what all you folks do. I've been participating in Megan's program here for quite some time. Last month when we sit in, there was a presentation by a group called Unite Us. I don't know if some of you are familiar with it or got a chance to see it. We will be reaching out to them to start a pilot program, probably through Melody Shop. So for all of you community-based organizations or providers that have so many wonderful things to offer, if you're not part of that system, could you please look into it and becoming a member? Our goal is with our first reentry facility that we're getting ready to open up here, not too distant future in Laguna Hills, would be to have a staff specialist that can utilize that platform as a one-stop resource for giving people referrals. So we're working in a positive direction, but you guys are all doing great work. And every time I join on here, I see new providers that want to reach out and help out these folks. So again, kudos to all of you, and looking forward to working with you.
Awesome. Thank you, Joe. And I'm so happy to hear that, you are, continuing the conversation with United to kind of have that one-stop shop for providers so that we can build that support system for our individuals reentering and transitioning back to the community. So I love hearing that. So thank you so much. Okay, let's go to Pepper with Irvine Chamber.
Good morning, everyone. Nice to be here. My work is I work in economic development. I'm a senior manager here at the Greater Irvine Chamber, and my programs revolve around getting the workforce, the talent pipeline filled. And to that end, I have a career edge program that teaches soft skills. And I'm very interested in collaborating with each and every one of you to provide that service to your people. It is free at the moment. We are thinking about charging for it, but at this moment it is free. And if you need more information about that, please do call me, or I put my email in there in the chat box. So please do connect with me. I'm willing and open to talk to each of you. Thank you. And happy anniversary.
Oh, awesome. Thank you, Pepper. And if you have a flyer yet for your training, please put that in the chat. And to anyone else, any other flyers you want to share, please put those in the chat so that when we send out the meeting recap, we can attach all the flyers so people can download, share and all that fun stuff. So thank you. So next I will go to Chris. Chris, congratulations on a really great opening yesterday, and they had the ribbon cutting ceremony, and I'm super happy for you, and I know you're going to do some great things and getting some more people interested in becoming an automotive service technician.
Yes, thank you, Megan, and thanks for coming last night. It was great to have you there. My name is Chris Knuth. I'm the founder and director of APAC ATI. We are an automotive technical training program, and we're located in San Juan Capistrano right now. So we work with veterans, we work with the reentry population, and also with the recovery community as well. So we're looking to serve those folks who are looking for a new path to a career with really good income earning potential, and also just job stability. The automotive industry in particular is really in dire need of technicians to do the work. So yeah, we're looking to fill that gap, and also at the same time provide opportunities for those that are motivated to really work hard for something. So new program, we just had our grand opening last night, and we're looking forward to getting started very soon. So we need student referrals. We just right now are just building all the connections in the community, and the model that we have can work in any repair shop. So our goal is to take it to all 50 states. And with my connections in the industry, I think we can do that very quickly. So we're excited to get this going.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Chris. And Ty already has a girl that is wanting to get into your industry. So, and you heard, retired Assistant Sheriff Galecki talking about wanting to get on that Unitas platform that I was talking about with you on Friday. So make sure you get in contact with Carla so you can get on there and start receiving referrals. So yeah. Cool. Thank you. Let's go to Myra.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Myra Gonzalez, and I'm with Geo Reentry. We work in partnership with Orange County Probation, and our program offers a variety of different services, such as case management. We offer different groups at our centers, like substance abuse groups, parenting groups, anger management, moral reclamation therapy, employment readiness workshops. And last year, we started a women's empowerment group. We were definitely inspired by Agent Sabota and their empowerment group. So we brought that over to probation. So I'll be dropping the flyer in the chat. It's open to any female probationer. They don't even have to be enrolled in our program. They can just show up, and we address different topics and provide different resources to the women.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Yeah, I'm super excited that you are doing that women's empowerment group. So I will go to Catherine.
Hi, my name is Catherine Stiver. I'm the Chief Deputy Probation Officer over Adult Operations.
And I have not attended this meeting before, and I am very excited to hear about all these resources. We certainly need them. And I've been working with Joe Balicki on reentry for the OC Cares Initiative. So I think this is really exciting. It's just to hear all the different kinds of programs is really encouraging. We've had a couple of down years, shall we say.
Well, I'm glad that you're here. Welcome, and you know, make sure everyone's putting their information in the chat, so you can be able to network and find out more about all the resources. So thank you for being here, and thank you, Joe, for extending the invite. Carol, Yuri.
Good morning, everybody. Carol Uri, Returning Home Foundation. Congratulations on your 3rd anniversary, by the way. I think it's really great what you've done in these 3 years. Returning Home Foundation is an educational foundation about all things regarding reducing recidivism. So I have a thing we've been following. I wanted to pass it on to you yet again. There is a bill that is aimed at reducing the cost of and making all phone calls free in prisons and jails. The important part about this is it will not come out of our IWF, which has always been the fear that I've had, and I'm sure you all do too. And it will be paid for, we're hoping it'll be paid for by the state general fund. The bill is SB 1008. If you feel like reading to your governor and supporting it would be great. I want to thank you so much for inviting me to be here today. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much for being here, Carol. Let's go to Susan, who's going to be going inside next month and speaking to the ladies.
Hi, my name is Susan Thayer, and I have got the pleasure of going inside to Theo Lacey with the experience, and so I'm really impressed by everything that you guys are doing as a team. I'm previously incarcerated. I spent a solid 7 years going in and out while I had lost my children to the system, and education really provided that bridge that gap for me. I went to Cypress College. We started a club called the Fight Club, from incarceration to education, and that club got funding and became a program. And I believe they're no longer at that school, but I believe they now have fully funded program with a grant where they're like that hand-to-hand warm handoff and helping people navigate the college system. I'm now at Project Rebound, and just really seeking like how I can help and be of service in this space. But I know what's like, I know with depth that what's lacking right outside of those jails. And it really, my heart is just to be part of that change. So I'm so grateful for OCCAP and Megan and all of your doing, and I just adore you.
Well, thank you for being able to share your story and message of hope for the ladies inside. So I know it makes a huge impact, and it wouldn't be possible without also the sheriff's department's help, and really so I appreciate you. So thank you so much. Sammy, it's Samantha, but I know you go by Sammy. So if you want to say hi, I know you're going to be presenting later, but just say a quick hello.
Yeah, hi guys, my name is Sammy, and I also work for Easter Seals with Mary, who's going to be putting on a little presentation later. But we are a part of the Next Path program, and just provide employment services for reentry, the reentry population.
Awesome. Thank you so much for being here. Carol, you want to introduce yourself? Carol's the one that is our OCCAP secretary, and she sends out the meeting reminders and meeting recaps, and does everything social media for us.
Hi everyone, this is Carol from UN Works. I've been with UN Works for a month now, and I'm just really excited to be here with OCCAP as well. And yes, happy 3 years to OCCAP. Congratulations, Megan, and I'm so happy to be working with everyone.
Awesome. Thank you, Carol. You're amazing. Arturo.
Hi, everyone. My name is Arturo Hernandez. I'm a counselor with the State of California Department of Vocational Rehabilitation. Our agency provides vocational services and supports for folks that are interested in employment or training. I work with the collaborative court program as well as folks that are on federal probation, state parole, county probation. I work with kids out of Youth Guidance Center as well as the Department of Education's Access Program. So if you have anybody who's interested in employment, any other type of ancillary service to lead to employment, support for training, our agency can help you. And I just wanted to compliment Angel's cowboy hat. It's very cool.
Yes, I love that. Thank you for being here. Let's see, Stacy.
My email real quick.
Hey, good morning, everyone. So Arturo just introduced Department of Rehab. I'd like to introduce a new program that we're working on called the Pathways to Success program. This program is part of DOR, but a little bit different because we are going to be focusing on sector-based teams that specialize on specific sectors throughout the state of California. Program's open to everyone, but we are really focused on underrepresented groups such as justice involved adults and youth, foster youth, really just underserved populations. So we are going to be focusing on that throughout the state of California. This is a brand new program. Our sectors so far are healthcare, construction, transportation, IT, and green energy. So we have a lot of opportunities moving forward. And I'd really love to connect with anybody who's interested in learning more about that program and how we can help serve this population.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Stacy, and glad to hear about the expanding of programs and more opportunities for individuals. So thank you so much. Danielle's iPhone.
Hi, Megan. Danielle from 211 Orange County. Good to see everyone at the Hire event a couple weeks ago. I'm the community engagement manager for 211. We're the 24/7 helpline. I jotted down Chris's information because we have our own veteran program. So I'm sure we have some people that we can connect who would like to get into automotives. So again, thanks everyone for the resources and happy anniversary, Megan.
Awesome. Thank you so much for being here and also being a conduit to, for the community to access resources. So thank you so much.
Of course, thanks.
Kim.
Hi, I'm getting there.
Yes.
I'm Kim Inge. I'm the Budget and Finance Director for the County of Orange, and I've had the pleasure of working with OC Cares back when it was integrated services for the past 6 years or so. And one area that has always been perplexing for us has been this reentry population. And right now we have the right people, the right time, and hooking up with the right resources that I feel that we could really start building out that part of our plan of the OC Care. So I'm very happy to be on the call today with Joe Balicki and Catherine and all the other county partners we have here. So my role is basically making sure that I have what is needed for the county in our financial plans, making sure we have the budget for it, and to support Joe, Catherine, and all those on their efforts. So thank you for having me.
Awesome. Thank you so much for being here. And Joe, thank you again. I think I should hire you as my PR person. You're awesome. So thank you so much for getting out the word. Let's go to Jenalyn.
Hi, everyone. Jenalyn Santos with Chrysalis. I am the community engagement coordinator for the office, but at Chrysalis, we're a nonprofit that focuses on helping individuals with addressing their barriers to employment. They're providing one-on-one support and resources. Our only requirement is that they're over the age of 18, and then we're happy to help. We do have a variety of programs that we can assist our clients with, like our roads program, which works with Caltrans, or our staffing program, or we also have a training program that's coming in the works specifically for our reentry individuals, that it will get them connected to training programs so they can get those higher wages. But I will put my information in the chat if anyone has any questions or would like to connect, I'm always happy to help out. But thank you so much, Megan, and congratulations on your 3rd year.
Awesome. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for being here. I believe you were here on the first day too. So can't believe it's been 3 years. But like I said, it takes a village, and appreciate everyone's support.
And you're doing an amazing job. So these years have definitely flown by.
Oh, yes, it has, despite COVID. So thank you. Tammy. Tammy. Oh, maybe she's on another call. So let's see, Carla. Carla, you there? Oh, it's not me. Well, Billy, you just walked in. You want to briefly introduce yourself and say who you're with?
Sure. My name is Billy O'Connor, the founder and director of College Children's Home. Provide emergency housing, transitional housing, permanent supportive housing, and workforce housing for homeless families in Orange County. We're a grassroots organization where staff from the tailgate pickup truck. We've taken over 5,700 homeless children off the streets. We've helped over 1,800 women find work and by over 300 children with their mothers. Since we started tracking people that have come into our program that have been working, they've combined savings of over $2 million.
Wow.
We also go into the jails. We haven't been in there a while. We work with people in the jails that are trying to get out. We help them find more staff. So that's some of the things that we do.
Well, awesome. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll have to get your information. We will connect. So Tammy, I know Carla said that her audio isn't working. So Tammy, I don't know if you can hear us. Otherwise, we will move on with the agenda. I'll give you a second there. Did I miss anyone else? I think I got everyone. Oh, I see Belle.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Bell Taulua, and I'm a member of the FOU movement. FOU is F-O-U, and it stands for Fa'atase'inga o Usos, which in English that means gathering of brothers. We are an organization that's was created with a bunch of guys that made mistakes, made some bad choices. We all ex-gang members, and a lot of us been in prison, but we are the lucky ones that went to prison. You know, we've been able to turn our lives around, and right now we're giving back to the community. We've been around for just over a year. We just had our 1-year anniversary in March, and we are a bunch of brothers that don't wait for the door to open. We create things. We have meetings with our community. We have a re-entry program, youth outreach program, and recovery program. The re-entry is, I run the re-entry. We have meetings every Sunday evenings. Every other Sunday evenings, and it's just to speak on real quick on the reentry program. It's a place I can share the resources I'm connected with, but it's also a place where our Polynesian community come in and talk about the things that we struggle through growing up. You know, so it's very important for us to have a space like that where we can talk about things, domestic violence, addiction, suicide. You know, the Samoan community, we don't speak about these things. We sweep it under the rug, but, you know, I'm very proud that we're able to have this space. So thank you for having us. Happy 3-year anniversary, Megan. You're doing a fine job, and God bless you and continue your work.
Awesome. Thank you, Bella. Bella also was an ROI speaker, so I'm glad to see you back in the meeting, and congratulations on the FOU movement's 1-year anniversary. So thank you for making a huge impact, and thank you to Lisa for introducing us to each other. So we will continue to move on with our agenda, and so I would like to turn it over to Angel, so that he can share a little bit about his story. You know, how did he grow up, how he became justice involved, you know, led you down the path to turn your life around, and then what programs helped you and future plans and goals. So we'll turn it over to you.
Wow, that's a cool picture. So how did I grow up? Well, that was definitely a journey. I started out my life as an indigenous boy in southern Mexico, and I was brought to this country against my will as a child, at 7 years old. I thought that this was a land of wizards. You know, everybody had magic boxes in their houses and magic devices to connect to everybody in the world. And I mean, televisions and telephones. And everybody wore shoes. There was even stores that said, no shoes, no shirt, no service. And to me, that was mind blowing. You know, some people that I knew never had the option of even wearing shoes. So coming to the country was definitely a big shock to me as a child to understand how different my life would be moving forward. And little did I know that it would be transformative, because a lot of the practices of my indigenous community were not very well liked here in the US. So I ended up in foster care. So living through, and it wasn't normal. It wasn't a normal childhood. I mean, there's a reason I ended up in foster care. I ended up in foster care, and I was adopted out of foster care, actually. And I was adopted and I had a really okay life. I have a lot of siblings. I come from a huge family. My mom and dad, they decided that they wanted to raise kids together. They wanted to be a family. So they ended up adopting us, and a total of us are 15. Wow. My mom raised 52 kids out of foster care and legally adopted 5 of us and stuck around for 15 of us. And so it's been a beautiful journey going through that. I don't have any big regrets from being a teenager. Now as an adult, I understand that a lot of my behaviors back then were just strategic survival. You know, I was labeled as defiant, oppositional, defiant. I was given a lot of pills as a teenager in foster care, just because I had a lot of energy to do a lot of things, but I was stuck in a facility where you couldn't do a lot of things. Like you couldn't even go outside without a staff member. So if the staff member was hot and wanted to be inside in the AC, guess what? We were all stuck inside. So you put a whole bunch of kids in the one room and expect them to just be seated watching TV or listening to the radio. I'm sorry, that's not going to happen. Especially when you have all these teenagers, hormones are raging, fight. You want to watch this thing on TV, and then MTV didn't help because they had MTV, VH1, you know, different kinds of music. And as a teenager, you want to express yourself. So nobody wanted to listen to rock. Nobody wanted to listen to hip hop. Constantly fighting. So I knew from an early age, you know, like that wasn't for me. Whenever I would hear people fighting, like in the group homes or the staff arguing, it would just create this anxiety within me. Like I couldn't handle it. Like I was just waiting constantly for the other shoe to drop. So very early on, I developed like a lot of anxiety, and I just wanted to constantly escape this anxiety because I always felt like there was an altercation that was going to happen. Something was always going to happen, right? So growing up that way, I was not having parents, but having people that tell you what to do, where to go, where to sit, where to eat. But it's never that loving connection, like, oh, I'm sorry we yelled at you, like we still love you. There was never, kind of like this, there's a well of wellness, right? And there's water in it, and if you fill it up and you take it out, you're always going to have this nourishing water that's in it, right? And the well will keep up with it. And there's wells that live for thousands of years that still hold water. But if you take out all the water from this well of wellness, right, it starts to dry up, and then the walls start to crack, right? And so then even if you try to throw water in it afterwards, and you never repair this well, it's just all the water is going to seep out. You're never going to develop this wellness until you repair the well, right? So you never go back and repair the well with all these teenagers. You just yell at them, berate them, and boss them around. You're going to raise adults that are very complicated. And so I became very complicated. I developed a lot of twists in my head about who I was and about who I needed to be and who I wanted to become. All I knew is that I wanted to make my mother and my dad proud. That's all I knew. So I learned to stuff all my feelings down where no one would see them. Kind of like, I'm perfect. I'm perfect. Don't you know I'm perfect? Right? So I always needed to sweep underneath the rug all the stupid things I did. Right? So for a long time, my parents had no clue that inside my head, there was a huge mess. Because outside, I was always, dressed nice. I was always the boy ironing his shirt, ironing his pants, looking all nice and spiffy. And I was always trying to look my best, right? I was always the one making less noise because if you make less noise, no one's gonna, what are you doing? No one's gonna ask you, what are you doing? And then I had these reckless fools doing the mostest. So I'm just quiet right here. I'm just waiting for everybody to go to sleep, and I'm gonna sneak out. And then come back before everyone wakes up. Where's Angel? Sleeping. Perfect. No one ever questioned it because I never did enough to get in trouble as a teenager. But things add up. All the resentments, all the anger, you can't store that forever. And for me, that was the reality. I couldn't store it forever. So eventually, all the mental stuff started manifesting physically. Started with physical illnesses, limiting illnesses, and then pretty soon, shortly after that, all the mental health started just avalanching through. Because when I had responsibilities as an adult, I couldn't just run away from everything anymore. As a teenager, it was easy. All I did was sleep for a few days and then wake up. What are you doing? I'm just a teenager, leave me alone, growing up. But then as an adult, that was just no longer the case. I couldn't do that anymore. I had to face my problems. And then as a dysfunctional young adult, I tried to create my own family. But as much as my parents tried adopting all kinds of kids from foster care, we all had issues. Our family wasn't normal. My mom and my dad did their best, but normal kids don't have social workers coming in and out all the time. Normal kids don't have a bus to transport everyone to their appointments. Normal kids don't celebrate Christmas on the 23rd because we have to have a special Christmas because then all your siblings leave to their real families, right? So it was just a lot of stuff. It was a lot of things. I had too many, what we would call in clinical terms, traumas. A lot of childhood complex traumas, intertwine, interweave. And I just happened to be a really strong individual, but not strong enough. Not strong enough because I didn't know I didn't have to do it alone. As a young man, I always felt like I had to just get it done, get it taken care of. One of the things that I really learned from growing up was that you showed a pretty picture. You made sure that you didn't show your mess. You kept everything messy underneath. As long as it's kind of like when you clean up your house when you're gonna have a guest, and you just kind of grab everything and throw it in this one drawer or the closet because you just want it to look nice real quick for the people that are gonna view it, right? But that there's that stuff in the closet, and eventually you gotta clean that closet. But it's easier to just start throwing all that stuff, and for me, it was easy that way. It was easy to not deal with the mess, but always when people were coming or approaching the time where I had to age in something, clean it up, stuff it down, and then just forget about it. But eventually the closet could no longer hold all my stuff. And it started spilling out. And then what did it for me was drinking. Drinking for me was definitely not the thing. So I didn't learn though. It was one of those things where luckily I never became a big drinker. I was a binge drinker. Because like I said, I like to keep things nice for people. So I would drink, when people weren't around, and then I would start lying about my drinking, or I'm not really drinking that much, And eventually it caught up to me. There's that line that I used to tell myself, I'm not gonna drink past this, and I'm not gonna drink past that, right? And eventually I would drink past that line. Because once I'm drunk, I really don't have control. So my mind was just like, bye. And it felt good. It felt good to be drunk for me. And so eventually the consequences of my behaviors while being drunk brought me an involvement with the justice system. The only times I've been in trouble were because I was drunk. My life became a hot mess because I was drunk. And there wasn't just the alcohol. Honestly, to me, it was very obvious and clear that it was a combination of my life experience, my thinking, and the drink. It was such a tight connection because I was self-medicating to forget about my problems and not deal with them. And it had to do with me just not liking conflict and always being in a position as a child, be completely powerless. And so as an adult, coming towards my senses and learning like I'm in control, like I'm a grown person and I have authority over myself. So now what can I do with that? And with that understanding, with that final understanding, and that took a long time, that took years. And it sounds so simple coming out of my mouth saying, I'm grown, I can control my life, period. I don't have to do what anyone says other people want to do. I do what I want, right? And I do what I want, what's best for me. But to say those things and to really mean them and live it took me years. I've been living in recovery now for 5 years. I've recently celebrated 5 years sobriety. And I'm happy. I'm the happiest I've ever been in my life. And it's primarily because I've actually utilized the things that were out there to help me. So when I ended up in the court system, I remember walking into the judge saying, I need help, but I don't need help going to jail because jail is not going to do anything for me. I'm either going to pay my way out of jail and only be there for a short time because I've never done anything. Right? And I'm telling myself, I've never done anything, but I've done a lot. I just haven't been caught enough. Right? And so we tell ourselves these stories until we are facing our consequences. And that's when I really had to humble myself and ask for help. I came in there determined that I didn't want this life anymore. I had so many beautiful things waiting for me. I had a college education. I had a county job. I had a wife. I had a kid. I had things that I wanted, but my life was still a hot mess. But why was it? And it was that fire and determination to finally figure out what is it about me that makes me want to make these choices when faced with these situations. And so I went in there and I said, I want help. What can you do for me? And he said, well, what do you need? And I told him, this is me. I'm a former foster kid with a lot of issues that gets angry and I get drunk. And I don't want that for myself. And the judge told me, there's this program that you can do. And you have to have all these requirements to have them. I said, definitely do. Some of you have mental health trouble? Yes, I do. Do you have prior history? Yes, I do. Juvenile justice, all kinds of justice. And he's like, perfect. So he sent me to the program, the recovery program. And I thought it would be easy, you know? I thought it would be the easiest thing because I'm smart, right? No, because I'm smart, and I think I'm smart, it was the hardest thing ever. I was in and out of jail, in and out of jail. And it wasn't because I was committing more crimes. It was because I was an impossible person to work with, because I believed I was so smart. My head was this big, right? And I needed it to be normal size. And to do that, I needed to learn to be humble. And this program definitely showed me that. Going in and out of jail because you don't know how to keep your mouth shut definitely shows you that there is times when you just need to be silent. There are times when you just need to think about what you're going to say before you say it. And so, well, in this program, I decided to take advantage of everything that they had available to me. And one of these things was that the Department of Rehab had this program to help me re-enter the world, right? Because at this time, I had been working for the county. I had, various college degrees, and now I found myself in this predicament. Now I'm a criminal, and I'm on formal probation, and everywhere that I wanted to work wouldn't hire me. They just wouldn't. Not only did they not work with the hours and the schedule that they were trying to set me to follow, but they also had background checks that I could not pass anymore. Because working for the government and working for these top agencies that I wanted to work for, it was just not okay. Because to them, all they saw was, oh, here comes trouble. And I was not even, given the opportunity for interviews. And that was frustrating and demoralizing in so many ways because I couldn't understand that because I make these decisions, now everybody saw me a certain kind of way. When I knew inside in my heart I was a good person. But how do I show people I'm a good person? And with all this constant frustration building up inside me, and all this anger, and I'm like, give me a chance. And this frustration, I just wanted a chance to prove to everyone that I could still work, that I still had a lot of worth, and I still had a lot of value, but I couldn't do it in what I knew how to do. So then they introduced me to Mary from Easter Seals. And that was really extraordinary thing for me because Mary was so amazing in what she did for me. She showed me to see that this was just a season in my life. And that was her favorite quote. Angel, this is just a season in your life. This is just a season in your life. And during those times, I was so demoralized. I was literally willing to take anyone's job. Anyone that wanted to hire me, I'd take it. And there was this one time that I got hired by an ophthalmologist. And she told me, I'm gonna train you, but you're gonna work here for free. I was like, wait, what? And I was so desperate to get an office job because at the time I was dealing with health things. I couldn't be out in the sun. Physical labor was just not physically possible for me. And so I took it. And after being berated and talked down to for 2 weeks, I had a conversation with Mary. And Mary pretty much said, you have to do what you want to do. But what does your heart tell you, right? What do you feel is right? Is this worth it to you, right? We had this whole conversation about it. And I made the decision to leave. And it was so empowering because I had no other job to go to. But at the same time, this person was trying to take advantage of me. And I needed someone to see my value and to remind me of my value at that moment. And for me, that person was Mary. And Mary was willing to, tell me, come in and we'll look for more jobs. She would send me leads. And I would, spend my time and I'd go in and sit with her and apply to all these potential jobs. And whenever, I got this job at Farmers and I was so excited. It took them so long to do my background check. I had already been there for a whole month, completed the training, moved to my actual office, and then Farmers goes, oh, he can't stay. So imagine that devastation when I already got, a little paycheck going and already making my plans about getting back up on my feet. And all of a sudden, no, because you have this crime you committed. What do you mean I have this crime? I only committed that one thing. No, it turned out every single time I got sanctioned to that program, it showed up as an actual arrest. And so they're looking at these 7 arrests. And I'm like, what do you mean? And how do you even explain that? Right? They're gonna believe a person that's been labeled a criminal or the system that says you got arrested in the last year 7 times. Right? So that was a frustration, but with Mary and Arturo from the Department of Rehabilitation, it was very encouraging. Bus passes that I needed to get when so there was times when I had to return canned food to Walmart to pay my gas bill. And to be able to look at it now and think like, oh my goodness, like, wow, that was difficult. Like which can do I not need? Like what am I gonna eat next week? Right? Taking all your pride and going to places where you used to take your clients to get food services, showing up and saying, I need your help. And then looking at you, you're joking, right? And you just saying like, no. You having to say, no, I do need you to fill out, this request for me because I am asking you that I need support now. And being able to do that as a grown man, and it was powerful for me. It was humbling, and it was also my perspective at the time. I was ready for that change. I needed that. Had it been maybe years before, I'm not sure because I was really immature as a young man. And I would have probably asked someone else for money and gone to the store, borrow 20 bucks from someone. The typical, hey, you got 20 bucks and you stop me. But no, I decided that I did not want to burden other people with my choices. And I had put myself in that position. And there was resources out there for people that have made those choices. And I went ahead and did it. And I stuck to a job that I finally got with the support of Mary from Easter Seals, and it was a challenge. I had to deal with a lot of people that were constantly testing me and my patience, and I stuck around. I stuck around. Eventually, I became a full-time resident property manager for the company that I worked for, and I was literally just the office assistant. Um, and within a short period of time, they saw that what I was capable of. And then being the person that I am, eventually I needed to replace me. So the first thing I did was, Mary, you got anybody that might be interested? And the reason why I did that was because I value the work that Easter Seals is doing. I value the work that the Department of Rehab is doing so much, because I see how transformative it can be for people to be given that chance, to just be given that opportunity to show the world that you're not that person that you've been labeled as, that you have so much more potential and so much more to give. And sometimes just that spark will light a fire that is the passion that is needed for that person to move on to the next step in life. And it can be just that one job, even if it's being an office assistant, where you're valued and you have purpose. And that for me was life changing. Given that opportunity, not told you're a criminal, you committed this. Because honestly, I didn't even have a driver's license when they told me, do you want to be the property manager? I didn't have a driver's license yet. Not because I couldn't do it, but I couldn't get one, but because I had been doing my job, just taking Lyft, Uber, and nothing could stop me. And they had seen that. But eventually, I was like, oh man, I need to get that taken care of. And I went ahead and all I did was take this little test, and they were like, okay, you're done. What? That was it. And so here we are today. I was invited to come share that with you guys and express to you how life-changing it is when you reach out. And a lot of the times, all it takes is just accepting that you had an issue that you needed help with. And you have so many people, and it's just so humbling to see so many people logged on right now and people here in person having this discussion. What do we do? What do we do when there's people that made choices because of their life situation and they get stuck in these systems that are not meant to be forever, but become forever? Because during the process of being a part of the system, there's unfortunately a shift that happens to a lot of us. Because you're already down, and half of the world starts kicking you while you're already down. How are you gonna get up when you don't have a hand that will reach down and grab you to get you back up? You're not. It's almost impossible. Everyone is gonna, at one point or another, need that boost up, whether it's from you, yourself, or someone else. You're gonna need that lift. And if it's not gonna come from you because you've already been down there getting kicked, you're gonna have to find it from somewhere outside of yourself. So it's gonna have to be a power greater than yourself, another individual, a program, or there's so many things. There's AA, NA, all kinds of recovery programs. As we've heard so many people share today, the resources are limitless when you really go out there and look for them. There's so many people that do recover and want to give back to the community. I myself included at this point. I went back, I finished my graduate program that I had started a social enterprise. And so far we've worked with foster youth doing healing circles where we talk about grounding. We provide education on being a parent living with mental illness. I have different workshops that I've done in the past, working with Meeting of the Minds, doing presentations for them, the presentations for NAMI. So work for multiple organizations giving back to the community. I live in Santa Ana, so working for various nonprofits, putting like events together for families. I'm working a lot with doing those types of things. And my primary goal is sitting down and just expressing to people, you can untwist the twist you created in your mind and get back on track. And that's ultimately, my goal now. Aside from being a full-time, father and husband, I also am a community member, very interested in seeing a lot of people flourish. That's why I named our company Elevated Bloom, because the goal is to elevate yourself and to bloom into being the best person that you want to be. So that's pretty much me in a nutshell and what I've been doing of my life.
Well, thank you so much for sharing your story, Angel. You're super articulate, and you did such a great job illustrating, how you grew up to, kind of what led you to be, justice involved, and again, what programs really helped you along the way. And I love when you said that you basically experienced a paradigm shift, right? Because you were ready, experienced that shift, and you were humble enough to ask for help. And I always feel like that is always the biggest challenge with the individuals that we serve, is that how can we get them to experience that paradigm shift? And how can we help them, tell them that it's okay to ask for help? So, I really appreciate you sharing your story. And I think that, that mental health component that you talked about, the trauma that you talked about, that's a lot of individuals that we serve. They have those components of the hurt, and they're trying to mask their hurt. And, how can we help them? So I appreciate that. Even if you look perfect on the outside, doesn't mean that you're perfect on the inside. So thank you so much for sharing your story. Does anybody have any questions for Angel, or anything they'd like to say? I know Mary probably wants to say something. And Mary, I appreciate you bringing in, forward as your, as your ROI speaker, and, a testament to your program. And he's an amazing, testimony to what you're doing over there.
Isn't he though? He is quite impressive, young man.
So thank you. Anybody want to say anything? I know that I saw some things popping up in the chat. So that says she's proud of you, Angel. Oh, Justine would like to say something.
Hi, Angel. Justine with Hire. I really resonated a lot with your story, and you really are very well spoken, and what an influence to others that are having similar situations. I think that that your story, just from start to finish, from those early days as a foster youth, and ending up in college, and all the things that you went through, but your ability to identify some of the, I did take some notes here, your ability to identify some of what your challenges were, your alcoholism being your catalyst to justice involvement, and speaking about the roadblocks that you hit and how that made you feel. Those things really resonated with me. I too have lived experience and have spent years facing these things. So thank you for sharing your story and just being so encouraging. Yeah, I really appreciate the time you've spent here with us.
Anybody else want to say anything before we move on to hear Easter's? Lisa would like to say something.
Megan, I'd like to say something about Angel, that in working with him through the collaborative court program, I can't recall another person I worked with who had such a positive attitude, especially when curveballs were being constantly thrown at him. And when even I'm like, well, that doesn't, just every time I talked to him, something positive was coming out. And the fact that, Angel, that you were able to work with Mary, look for work, go to school, take care of your family, everything else is just kind of is a testament to your perseverance and your drive. So I think Angel would be great to talk to anybody who's going through the same type of situation, to get some tips and just how to figure out how to maintain that positive outlook. So anyways, I just wanted to throw those 2 cents in there.
Yes, I completely agree. Lisa?
Hi, Angel. I just wanted to thank you for sharing your story, coming from a lived experience background as well. And But hearing your story, I'm just very present with your pathway that you came to be here at this point, especially as a foster youth. And I'm so encouraged to be able to I'm looking forward to hearing more about what you're going to do in that space and encouraging other foster youth. And so, and bravo on your 5 years of recovery, because recovery is beautiful. And so I just want to say congratulations on that, and just continued success and for you, and sky's the limit for you. I'm so inspired by you today. So thank you for coming.
Yes. All right, Belle, and then we'll move on.
Yeah, Angel, I'd like to say thank you for sharing your story. I think you're an amazing brother, you know, from all your struggles that you went through as a youth, and to be where you are today, and, you know, your compassion in what you do, and your compassion for other people to try to help them, man. Kudos to you, brother. Keep up the good work, and I definitely would love to hook up with you. There's some people in our meetings that need to hear your story. Keep up the good work, my brother.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Belle, and thank you to everyone for the kind words, and thank you again, Angel, for sharing your story. It was truly moving and amazing. So thank you. All right, Mary. You have
Hey.
access to share your screen.
Yes, I will, but I just want to start first with just touching on my time with Angel, because I just have to. He was a blessing to work with from day one. Trying not to get emotional, because we've come along full circle, haven't we, Angel? And when he came, just like he said, it was very challenging for him to be in that place. And it tugged at my heart, because you saw so much, and you saw so many challenges to boot. So fully repaired well, just rushing out with water now. Him and his wife are trying to start up a nonprofit to help others in this situation, because he not only does he have the challenges, his legal challenges, but health challenges that he's overcome, and that he works daily diligently to overcome. He's just quite an impressive person that's come full circle and reaches out to me. We've stayed friends all these years since 2018, and it was truly a blessing to be a part of his journey. And that time, I can't remember, I cannot believe that you remembered that I said that about, it's just a season. That's great. Okay, I'm gonna share my screen. I have to say, I wanted to be there in person, and like Lisa, I got a little bit of a flu bug, so I'm a little croupy, so I apologize for that. But happy 3rd anniversary, OCCAP. We are Next Path at Easter Seals, and we have been doing this. I've been doing this for 10 years, and we were awarded a grant from Boeing in 2021. So we worked to brand ourselves to grow our program. We hired our second employment specialist, who is Sammy, and I've been mentoring and training and working with, and she's phenomenal. And we reach out to the community to tell everybody that we're growing our program and we're here for you. We specialize, just, I think because I've been doing this for over 10 years, working with great folks like Angel, to do more of a customized one-on-one support with people, focusing on helping them get to employers. Angel talked about his employer that I helped him get employment with, and I remember him calling me one day where his employer lashed out, not physically at him, but she lashed out. And I said, hang tough, hang tough. If she had done that directly to you, that's a big concern, but she didn't. Just hang tough, and eventually he's come full circle with them and is doing quite well. So we work to focus on employers that are realistic, that can hire them, not the big box, big brand folks, but people that really want to help their community. We work on creating resumes that will showcase their skills and life experiences, because sometimes they don't have a lot of skills. So we work on their life experiences and discover those, and working together and equip on how to apply, just to be separate, seen differently from everybody else applying. And I have some really, as an employer, I have some really good insight to help them with that. All our referrals come through the Department of Rehab, mainly Arturo, but we work with all the Orange County offices and get referrals from all the Orange County offices. But Art and I worked in a job club in a court setting down in Santa Ana. And so we have a lot of experience together, and it's a real good team. You know, we both worked with Angel, and it's a good group effort, and working with the judge and the probation officers, and all my referrals come through them. So here's all my information that I did put in the chat. And then of course, Sammy, who introduced herself as well. And, you know, this is what it's all about. So is just watching that successful outcome like we did with Angel. So thank you so much for this opportunity. I hope I didn't go over too much.
Thank you so much. Sorry, I lost my mouse. So I was trying to find the unmute button. That's that Zoom world, right? Thank you so much, Mary, for sharing your services. So does anybody have any questions for Mary? You have a question? Okay.
I'm just curious, do you just only work from referrals from the state, from the department?
Yeah, we do only work with, but anybody could go. I mean, Art could speak to that. They're very open to working with just about anybody who comes to them and needs help, and then they can just, he will send them to us. So, and I think
Mary's correct. We don't make it difficult for people to qualify for services or get services from Department of Rehab. I threw my information into the chat. So if there's someone that you think might be eligible for services, or somebody who could utilize the services, we can figure out a way to make them eligible. So it's not an issue about them being eligible. Send them our way, we'll make them eligible.
Okay, awesome, thank you. Anybody else have any other questions? I mean, Mary, are you on the Unitas platform, or are you joining the Unitas platform?
No. Yeah.
Okay, so that's what Lecky was talking about. Are you also a part of 211 OCs?
No, but that's definitely, I've got to mark down to get involved with, definitely.
Okay, cool. Just so you can reach those.
Yeah, I've got both marked down.
Because they're both really great. So
yeah.
Anybody else have any questions? Angie.
Okay, hi everyone. Less of a question, more of a statement. I know in the chat that everybody is just champing at the bit to contact Angel, which I am too. Phenomenal human being. Thank you so much for trusting the space with your story. It's incredibly inspiring. And of course I cried. I cry at every single OCCAP meeting I'm in. But as long as you're okay, Angel, with us sharing your contact information in the chat, is that totally cool with you? I just wanted to check.
Fine, you can share my email and my phone number.
Okay, could I put that in? Just let me know what it is.
Of course. My email is angel@elevatedbloom.com. So it's the word elevated and the word bloom.com. And then my phone number is 714-00-4264. Just make sure to text me. I do get a lot of weird phone calls lately. So I don't always answer my phone. So please do text me. I don't mean to ignore anyone. It's just that it's too many spam calls.
Yes.
Oh yeah, I feel you. Thank you so much, Angel and Mary and Arturo. You both are incredible. I know, Lisa and I can definitely attest to coming out of the system and needing those supportive services. So you two are just some other fantastic people. So I just really appreciate hearing what you've done for Angel and our community.
Yes, so thank you so much. All right, so we'll move on with the agenda. We've got, let's see, a good 16 minutes left, but we probably won't use it all. As you know, this is the OCCAP team. So myself, Lisa, Angela, and Carol You know, if you get emails from us, you know, it's okay. They're meant to, we're meant to send you emails. We don't send you too many though. But if you ever want to get in contact with us, our emails all are in, or our contact information is in the reminder and recap emails. So yeah, yes, the dream team. Thank you, Myra. So this is some pictures from the Orange County Sheriff's Department volunteer picnic that was a couple weeks ago. So we were super excited. Tyler was there, Danny was there, Susan was there, and so was Paul. So it was good to have everyone there and be able to celebrate with the Sheriff's Department. You know, Sheriff Barnes was like undercover. You know, like he was like in, you know, so it was great. He was the one that was serving the bratwurst, right?
Yeah.
And he kept trying to force me, and I said, no, I don't. And but Puckett served me my hamburger, so so it was really cool.
Blicky wasn't there.
No, Blakey wasn't there. No, we missed him though. You know, just some updates on the lived experience speaker program. Unfortunately, we weren't able to go in this month, but we will be going in next month. Susan will be going in and speaking with the ladies, and then most likely we'll have Lisa go in if we can get that scheduled. You know, really excited to be able to go inside there. We have a new flyer thanks to Carol. She created a new flyer so we can have updated resources on there. So it's gone through a couple iterations, but now this is the newest one that we hand out outside, or inside, sorry, not outside, inside. I love hearing stories from, like Aaron told me from ABC that he's like, I got this weird call. And same thing with NTMA. I got this call, this message from someone inside, and they were asking questions about the program. So, you know, it's working. You know, the individuals are reaching out to the different organizations while they're inside to get more information and to connect directly about how they can obtain those services once they're out. So it is working. So again, thank you to the Sheriff's Department, and, you know, thank you to Blakey for helping make this possible. You know, it was a labor of love, and even got it through despite COVID. So yeah, so very cool. One thing that Angie mentioned earlier is the Freedom Festival, and same with Lisa. So we have the date. It's October 8th. It's going to be at MTMA, which is the Machinist College in Santa Fe Springs. So if you would like to donate anything, sponsor any food or drinks, or, you know, raffle baskets or anything like that, please contact Agent Sabota. She couldn't be here today. She's out of town, but wanted to make sure that we promote the Freedom Festival, because this will be the second one. And, you know, it's a huge thing, and it's for Orange County in LA. So it's really cool for anyone who wants to come, really. But just to really be able to celebrate that. Angie or Lisa, did you want to add anything else?
I just want to say thank you, Megan, for that plug for sponsorship. It's a great opportunity to partner up with us and sponsor. If you do want to sponsor either raffle baskets or the food items or whatever to make that day a success, it is greatly appreciated. This is an event to highlight and encourage success in our women reentry space, and continue to bridge that gap between services and our reentry community. And so if you aren't on our list of providers that would like to be there at our event, make sure you contact us also and let us know that you want to be present, and definitely prioritizing our OC CAP providers, definitely always. So thank you so much. And I'm looking forward to seeing you all there, and bringing your clients also, encourage your clients to also attend. Thank you so much.
Awesome, thank you. Yes, the flyer will be sent out in the meeting recap, so you all can have that.
I also sent a flyer to you for Clutch Children's Home.
Okay.
It's, I sent it in, I sent to you.
You texted it to me?
Yeah.
Okay,
So
cool.
if we could put that in there and he has one as well.
Perfect.
What's the date on that, Billy?
Friday, October 21st.
October 21st.
Thank you. So Friday, October 21st, Colette's home. Perfect.
That's children's.
Awesome. All right, let's see. And then we have the PAC meeting for July is going to be on Wednesday, July 13th over at Streetlight Church, not too far from the Human Works office. They do feed you. They feed everyone. So you get a great mini presentation from all the different service providers for those that are returning to the community, and then they get fed. So they can't really say much about that. So if you're not on Agent Sabota's list for receiving it, here's her contact information. So you can also contact her about presenting at the PAC meeting, and then also joining us or hopefully sponsoring or participating in the Freedom Festival. So yeah. And then, again, I just want to say a special thank you to everyone that is, Angel for sharing your story today, Mary for presenting your services, and just for everyone's support over the last 3 years. Despite COVID, we continue to serve the community, and didn't let that stop us. We just had to be a little bit more resourceful. And so I appreciate everyone for just being able to, support OCCAP and support the community. And again, another thank you to the Sheriff's Department for making the Lived Experience Speaker Program possible. And just really look forward to, what the future brings, and, future collaborations and things that are happening in the community. So we will not be meeting in July. I am going to take a month off. So I'm going to be out of town for the next couple weeks. So I'm actually taking a vacation for the first time in several years. So yeah, I know when I come back, I'm going to have lots of emails. So rather than stress myself out practicing mental health and awareness and just being mindful of my bandwidth and all my fun hats that I wear, I just made the ultimatum, that we will meet in August instead. So our next meeting will be either, virtually or in person. So however you would like to join, whatever you're most comfortable with, on August 31st from 10 to 11:30. So appreciate you all. Does anybody else like to?
Huh?
Do you have a second?
Well, I mean, I'm on the Zoom.
Does anybody else have anything they'd like to share? Otherwise, you get 7 minutes of your life back from a meeting, and nothing is better than a meeting that goes short.
Yes.
So appreciate everyone, and thank you so much.
Thank you, Megan. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Thanks, everyone. Bye.
Hi,
Angel.
everyone.
Thank
See y'all
you.
later.
Happy 4th of July. Woo!
Happy 4th, y'all.
Be safe.